Hey, what's up? I'm Justin. Welcome to 65 Drums. If you want to keep on top of everything electronic drum related, press that subscribe and bell icon so you don't miss any of the new videos. So this video is all about wireless headphones with electronic drums. How do you use them and should you use them? I've been getting this question a lot in emails and messages recently, so I wanted to address it. Hey Justin, can I use my Bluetooth headphones with electronic drums? And the answer is pretty simple. Yes, you can, and no, you shouldn't. So here's how to do it if you want to try it at least. All you got to do is go on Amazon or any, Radio Shack, any website like that, and go buy one of these. This is a Bluetooth wireless transmitter. You got one port for power, so this is a micro USB port. You plug it into a wall. And the other port is a headphone cable. So you'll need to plug this into the headphone port on the back of your drum module or on the front of your drum module, all right? This sends the Bluetooth signal of your audio coming from the module. You just press this button to pair it with your wireless headphones. And now you're hearing yourself playing to your electronic drum set, very simply. And the audio you're gonna get is pretty darn good. Not quite as good as wired headphones, but as long as you're using like the new codecs, the newer Bluetooth headphones, they're getting really close to the audio quality of a wired headphone. Now, the problem is they're gonna have pretty high latency. Now, latency is the distance in time between you hitting the drum pad and actually hearing the sound come to your headphones. Most drum modules try really darn hard to keep that under 10 milliseconds because there's a general consensus in the electronic drum community that you start to really notice it around 10 milliseconds. Some people claim they can really notice it way below that, but regardless, the general consensus is 10 milliseconds is not anywhere close to where you should be. You should be well beneath that to make sure you're getting a really good experience. Because any slight delay, even if you don't mentally perceive it, your body still perceives it. So you want to get it as low as possible. Now, most drum modules, they're somewhere around the 4 millisecond, 6 millisecond range. Roland has the industry standard of like 3 milliseconds. They're really good with low latency. And then other companies, they're closer to 6 milliseconds. Yamaha is the worst offender. They have some of the highest latency. And that's more down to the module design and how the pads are laid out with their piezo's and stuff. There are ways to get lower latency and higher latency. But regardless of what drum module you have, unless it's pretty crummy, it's always able to get well beneath 10 milliseconds of latency because that's the industry standard. What about Bluetooth headphones? There's actually a really cool website I found recently called rtings.com, and they actually list out the latency of every headphone that they test. And they've got tons and tons of different wireless headphones here. Not every wireless headphone will have the same kind of latency. Some wireless headphones will have really bad latency, and other wireless headphones will have the newer Bluetooth codecs and stuff, and they can get lower latency. But the best wireless headphone I can find in all of the different ratings here, the best one was 19 milliseconds. All right, that's the best that they've got. So Bluetooth headphones will never replace wireless headphones until newer kinds of Bluetooth come out, because Bluetooth isn't the same as it was when it was invented. Bluetooth low latency came out, but still that's pretty high. And there's a lot of different improvements that have come along, but they've never gotten to below 10 milliseconds of latency. And remember, you have to add the latency of your Bluetooth headphones. Let's say you got the best, least amount of latency headphones out there. It's 20 milliseconds. You also got to add the extra 5 milliseconds that your drum module has. So at this point, you're really going to notice the difference, and it's going to affect your drumming, and it's just not very good at all. Now, there are different levels of latency like I was talking about. I've actually got a list right here, like the Sony WH-1000 XM2s, the Beats Wireless 3s. Those have 200 milliseconds of latency. That is terrible. There's no way you want to use that with your electronic drums. But Justin, you're probably saying, I use my wireless Beats headphones all the time with my acoustic drums and the latency doesn't bother me, and that's okay with acoustic drums. It doesn't matter how bad the latency is. It just means the song's gonna start slightly later after you press the play button. That doesn't matter. You can just sync up with the latency of the song. You don't even notice it, you can't perceive it. But with electronic drums, it's also coming through your headphones, the sound of your acoustic drum set. So the song audio isn't the problem, it's the audio coming from your drums. When I hit the drum, I want to hear a sound immediately, faster than I can perceive it, so that there's actually less latency. There are some drum modules out there that can do less latency than the latency that naturally occurs when you hit an acoustic drum. That's how quick latency has gotten inside of really good drum modules. But if your Bluetooth headphone gives you 200 milliseconds of latency, then that's really going to affect your playing. It's going to be terrible. You will notice it. I've noticed this personally when using my Apple AirPods. I love those things to death. They've changed my life. They're like amazing. They're one of the only reasons why I'm still an iPhone user, because I love AirPods that much. But I've noticed when I'm watching movies, watching YouTube videos, I can sometimes notice that the lips aren't really in sync with the audio, all right? It doesn't matter when you're listening to music because there's nothing to be in sync with. It's just pure audio. Maybe it starts a split second later. But when you're watching a movie, you notice. The funny thing is, according to this website, you only really notice lips being out of sync with audio at like 1 to 200 milliseconds of latency. That's when you really start to notice. So that means that 10 milliseconds of latency with electronic drums, 100 milliseconds of latency with movies, those are wildly different from each other. So your Beats headphones may be great to watch movies with, but they're not quite up to par to use with our electronic drums because they need to be at 10 milliseconds. So that's why no one really uses Bluetooth headphones with their electronic drums. I'm sure there's some guy out there that uses them and likes them, but on the whole, most people don't do it. But it's pretty easy. All you got to do is buy one of these. It's 30 bucks. Plug this into the headphone jack of your drum module, connect it to these, pair them together, and bam, now you're playing electronic drums wirelessly. Okay, so if Bluetooth headphones are off the table and they're not really a legit option for electronic drummers, what are the best wired headphones out there that you should potentially look at if you're in the market? In my opinion, this is a personal opinion, in my opinion, Sennheiser headphones are the best electronic drum headphones there are out there. So these are the Sennheiser HD380 Pros. I got two versions of this headphone. These are $150, the 380s. I've also got the 280 Pros, and those are $100. I actually bought these used off eBay for 80 bucks. And then I bought the 280 Pros brand new for $100. I actually like the sound of the 280 Pros just a tiny bit more, but these, they're just more comfortable to wear for a long period of time. I edit with these, and they're just great headphones. I'll link both of those models down in the description below. If you're brand new to headphones, here's a quick primer on the different options that you'll come across. The first kind are open-backed headphones. You're basically gonna have a grill that goes across the back of the headphones. I bought a pair of those accidentally once, Sennheiser. I was like, oh, Sennheiser headphones, I love those. Turns out everyone in the house could hear what I was playing along to. And so really not the best option. They're way too loud. Professionals love them though because they usually sound a little bit better, but everyone can hear what you're listening to, and that just, what's the point of headphones if everyone can hear what you're listening to? The second kind are the semi-open backs, like these AKG ones. I believe these are called semi-open backed. Don't roast me over fire if I got this wrong. But they're kind of open backed because you know, sound can escape from them, but there's also a bunch of plastic here, so it's like half open backed and half closed backed. And then of course you have the final version, which are these closed backed headphones. These are the best because they block the sound on both ends, so sound doesn't come in and sound doesn't leave. One of the reasons why I like these headphones so much is that they're closed backed, and these Sennheiser ones, they block a lot of the decibels of me hitting the pads. So it's not quite like the headphones you'd wear while you're mowing your lawn. It's not that kind of decibel stuff. It's not like the Vic Firth headphones, but it does quiet the sound of you hitting the pads. And that's one of the reasons why I like them, because I can, you know, feel like I'm playing an acoustic drum set because I can't hear those rubber pads. It really annoys me. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents. I know some people really swear by Shure headphones. Audio-Technica has a huge following. People swear by that brand as well. If you want to go check out these headphones, I'll link them down in the description below if you want to go buy a pair or whatever. But this was just a really quick video addressing a question that I've been getting a lot recently. Bluetooth headphones, unfortunately, they're not the greatest option as of right now, as of the current technology. But eventually, Bluetooth might advance to the point where latency is underneath 10 milliseconds, and then there'll be a good reason to go buy them then. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. A quick question of the day: what are your favorite headphones for electronic drums? I know everyone has a favorite pair that they love to use. Leave that down in the comments below. Interested to read, take a poll of your favorite headphones down there. See you guys in a few.